My name is Adrian. I work for King County Solid Waste Division. Woo! And it is my honor and a pleasure to be able to present a dear colleague and an amazing individual that has made an outstanding contribution to recycling and waste prevention in Washington State. So that's exactly what we're going to do tonight. I hope you can help me with this. We're going to induct Dale Alekel into the distinguished WSRA Hall of Fame. It is my great pleasure to share and celebrate with you Dale's achievements in waste reduction, reuse, and recycling over the past 30 years. Some of you in this room are not even 30, right? Let's travel back in time, setting the dial to 40 years ago. This was when Prince was the thing. The year is 1984. Dale started a non-profit recycling organization in Chicago and served as its first executive director. The organization educated residents and businesses about reducing waste, ran a buy-back center and 2 drop-off centers, as well as providing recycling collection services for neighborhoods on Chicago's north side for businesses and low-income housing. Dale also advocated for citywide recycling services. Remember, this is 1984. Recycling programs were not as common as they are today. Seattle only started their curbside recycling program in 1988. So that's amazing. And Seattle was one of the first major cities to actually provide curbside recycling services. Anyway, after 10 years of working with recycling in Chicago, I can understand she got a bit tired of Chicago and got a job with King County. And then spent the next 30 years creating and leading several impactful programs at King County Solid Waste Division. At King County, Dale first worked, as Karen mentioned, the county's Green Works program, where she helped hundreds of businesses, large and small, to reduce waste and to set up and sustain recycling collection programs. She also managed city grants, and we have to find a new city grants manager now, a grant program for businesses, a packaging waste reduction program, I work with packaging waste, and a campaign against illegal dumping. She's doing things that 4 people have to do today, at least. For over 10 years, Dale led outreach for recycling services at King County's recycling and waste facilities. Dave is an innovator and driver, so it's not surprising that she's created several firsts. She proposed, created, and led the first recycling training for operations staff responsible for recycling services at the facilities. And for over the past 10 years, Dale has led more than 100 recycling trainings for staff. Dale also proposed and created the first customer service trainings for operations staff. The top photo with Dale in the center shows participants in the pilot customer service training. Dale proposed and created the county's first RFP and resulting recycling hauler contract, which included adjustments to hauler payments based on the current mill trade journal prices for recyclables, also first. Some of the initiatives that Dale has led: 6 years ago, Dale managed the outreach campaign for the county's new waste acceptance rule, which prohibits disposal of 4 types of materials: yard waste, clean wood, scrap metal, and cardboard, a transfer station where recycling is offered for those materials. She improved recycling signage at the facilities by adding images and text in Spanish. She created and improved printed materials about the recycling services. She made sure they were translated into several languages. She also wrote and narrated videos to help customers learn about how to use the facilities and what materials are accepted for recycling. That's quite a lot on its own. But the thing that you might know most about Dale is the crowning achievement, King County's Green School program. How many people work with schools? So the program was first of its kind in the US, and I imagine if you work with schools, you kind of also heard about King County's Green Schools program. Not to boast, but... the program was first of its kind. It was launched in 2002. It is an immensely successful program that has engaged and inspired kids, educators, and school district managers all over King County to reduce recycle, and rethink waste. Over the past 22 years, she designed, developed, and led the program that has cultivated future generations and helped them with tools and guidance for living more sustainably at school, at home, and in their communities. Dale knew that about 20% of King County residents, including students, staff, and their families, spend time in K-12 schools. So in 2002, Dale proposed and designed a pilot program to assist schools and school districts. She built the program from the ground up, and it's become an incredibly effective and widely respected program. The program Dale created focused primarily on waste reduction and recycling, and also included energy and water conservation and other conservation areas as listed on this slide. Many organizations throughout the US and beyond have used the King County Green Schools program as a model for their school. The program serves all K-12 schools in King County outside the city of Seattle. It offers hands-on assistance, a wealth of website tools and resources such as indoor recycling on organics, bins, and signs, and it focuses on conservation practices in all parts of the schools, classrooms, cafeterias, kitchens, and offices. Right from the start, Dale focused on helping school districts, since districts set the policies and procedures and provide the funding for most conservation practices in their schools. In 2002, Dale started a pilot with 3 schools in King County. Under her leadership, in just 5 years, the program grew to serving 100 schools and 6 districts. In 2013, 200 schools and 12 districts. As of this spring, the total was 347 schools and 14 school districts. That is quite a growth and quite a coverage. The popular program includes participants from 37 cities and unincorporated areas in King County. 70% of all K-12 schools in the county service area have been assisted by the program. An amazing 85% of all public K-12 schools have participated. Participating schools are spread throughout King County, from Auburn to Woodinville, from Vashon Island to Issaquah, and all areas in between, including schools from racially and economically diverse districts and cities. These photos are of schools in a middle school in Auburn and a high school on Mercer Island taking action to collect materials from recycling and composting. Imagine each year 150,000 students and staff in participating schools have opportunities to learn about and engage in conservation practices, talk about outreach. The program offers useful tools, including the best practices guides, which Dale created. There's a guide for each conservation area. Those are all available. Dale has also championed waste prevention, reuse, and carbon emission reduction. Those were her highest priorities for our program. And even though she's retiring, she's still going to be very active in the climate space. Reduction of garbage in schools exceeded increases in recycling, which shows that waste prevention practices, such as reducing waste, food waste, and transitioning from single-use polystyrene trays and plastic utensils to durable trays and utensils have worked. Here are 2 examples. The program partnered with the City of Auburn and Auburn School District to analyze switching from single-use milk cartons to milk dispensers with durable cups, and helped start a pilot in that district. Something that we hope to continue, me personally, and expand to other schools. So if anybody's interested, talk to me about bulk milk, Joel also, Heather, and some others in this room. Some of the most impactful work that Dale has done is implementing strategies to reduce food waste in schools. Over the years, she has led countless trainings for district and school staff. She has created a fabulous Reducing Food Waste in Schools webpage with a wealth of information and tools. Dale worked closely with Public Health King County to clarify the rules for food share tables and food donation. Gradually, districts began to allow food share tables, and pre-pandemic, 13 districts allowed share tables. The bottom right photo is of Dale presenting at the 2019 WSRA conference about strategies to reduce food waste in schools, including menu revisions, recess before lunch, and milk dispenses. Here are some photos of students sorting recyclables and compostable materials and advocating for composting. Isn't it adorable? And here's impressive data showing some of the recycling rates. 87% of participating schools reach recycling rates of 40% or more, and almost a fifth of the schools have reached rates of 60% or more. Regarding organics collection, pre-pandemic, 57 of participating schools collected organics. And over the past 2 years, many schools have restarted organics collection. Organics management, Lord. Last year, Dale supported schools and districts with how they could fulfill the management of the Washington State Organics Management Law and set up organics collection with help from the program. She created and led trainings on the law and organics collection. The Green School program recognizes schools and districts for meeting program recognition criteria. The recognition has been an effective carrot to engage districts and schools in participating in the program and taking steps to start, improve, and sustain conservation practices over time. As of June 2023, the program has recognized 293 schools for meeting the criteria and 6 school districts. Photos on the right show a high schools group in Lake Washington School District and a student green team in Kent School District, proudly holding up their green school banners. The photo on the left shows Dale with a middle school group in Federal Way Public Schools with their banner. Don't worry, I'm almost done. But there's so much to say. So, after 30 years of tirelessly recommending, advocating for, and developing effective waste reduction and recycling programs, and after assessing and recognizing districts and schools for 22 years, Dale, you are so deserving of this special WSRA recognition today. She might not look like it, but to me, Dale is one of those giants in waste prevention and recycling and composting. I, together with many of you, I think, in this room, try every day to build upon what you have already created. Dale, you're an inspiration to us all. Your initiative, leadership, commitment, hard work, and program results have been outstanding. Thank you for your service and for everything you've done for recycling, waste prevention in the state.
With this surprise that I've been nominated for this, so thank you. Thank you to King County for supporting me for so many years, supporting me and my work. I appreciate my King County colleagues, many of whom are here, in addition to Adrian, Andy Smith, and Hannah Scholes, and Kelsey Bailey, and Eliza Krasinski. I haven't seen you since I retired last month, so it's great to visit with you over dinner. I am grateful for all the dedicated school staff and district staff and students who have participated in the Green Schools program. They've been amazing. And I also appreciate city recycling coordinators that I've had the privilege of partnering with, including Jenna McInnes from Kirkland on that food share table program in Lake Washington School District. So, and thank you to the consultants I've worked with, including Full Circle, Triangle, and C+C. My special thanks to Amanda Godwin from C+C, who I've had the privilege of working with for more than 11 years on several programs, including transfer station recycling and the Green Schools program. Amanda's follow-through and work products are always excellent, and I so appreciate your partnership and work, Amanda. Last but not least, thank you to my wonderful husband, Tom Carlson, who's here with me this evening. Now, would you just join with me for 1 minute in imagining a more livable world? I imagine imagine a world where all K through 12 schools waste much less food and have food share tables and durable servingware, including belt dispensers and reusable cups, of course. I imagine all our residents know why preventing waste and recycling matter, and that they make the connections between those practices and climate change. I imagine each of our organizations devoting more resources, including budget, to waste prevention than to recycling. I imagine all our transfer stations offering not only recycling services, but also drop-off areas for furniture, household goods, and more. I imagine all WSRA member organizations and all businesses everywhere switching to renewable energy sources for their facilities and their operations. I'm sure you know that those who suffer the most from climate disruption, youth, the poor, and indigenous peoples, did the least to cause it and have the fewest resources to deal with it. But did you know that since the 2016 Paris Climate Accords, 4 of our largest banks have lent more than $1 trillion to fossil fuel companies for extraction and expansion? And so, boo, I know. And so I imagine a world in which so many individuals and so many businesses divest from banks which fund fossil fuel expansion, that the power of the fossil fuel industry will be greatly diminished.
Yeah.
So let's imagine that and so much more, and join me and many others in really stepping up our action for waste prevention and for climate. So thank you again, WSRA. I feel so honored by this award, and it's been my privilege to be part of this fabulous organization, fabulous community of environmentalists and people dedicated to waste prevention and recycling. So thank you.